Yo, welcome back to another episode of Legendary Sports Podcast, Fantasy Football Edition. I am Jared Michelson,
I'm Antoine Beeks.
and we are going to be
And
going through our sit starts going into week three. We already had the Thursday night game, so one thing you learn is don't start your Giants unless their name is Saquon. Otherwise, we move on from that.
hey, I played against Daniel Jones and somebody started him. So
Yeah. If you want to lose your season, start Giants. Shouldn't be
yeah,
difficult.
right.
But
I
start
think I
your
had earlier to stay away from them all the way around,
for
all
sure.
together.
Yep, but 49ers looks like you should start them for the most part. So, yeah, that's
So
what I think.
man, there's some injuries and stuff out there, man, and some good people that need to be sat down and some people that need to be started. And man, I'm gonna just jump right into it,
Yeah,
man.
let us know what game we
You
starting with.
Najee Harris needs to be sat down.
Yeah,
Najee Harris needs to be sat down. He needs to sit down somewhere because
I agree.
he's just not it, man. And
Doesn't matter
I'm
who's
sorry to
playing.
say it. I was on there, but you've proven me right, man. If there's one thing that I could say that you proved me right with so far, is definitely Saquon. So um Saquon is it. So or not Saquon, Najee. I don't
Yep.
know why. Saquon definitely sits Saquon because he's hurt and they already played. But yes,
Yeah,
sit Najee, man. Sit Najee. If I was to go with a start and replace a Najee, did you want to go team to team or did you I just pick some sit
I was
starts?
gonna go team to team, but that's just me.
Well, if we're gonna go team to team, man, gotta start Devontae Adams, man. The dude
Yeah,
is balling. He's still balling. I mean, and I'm sure he's starting on everybody's team. So
yeah,
look out for Devontae Adams. Hopefully, we don't get a low hit from Minka Fitzpatrick on Devontae Adams. That'll ruin a lot of people's season for sure.
I agree. I agree. I would say for me, hold on one second here. I'm trying to pull up my other series of notes. There we go. I mean, I think for this one, if Najee can't figure it out here, man, you got. I mean, I'm still gonna sit him for this game, but you got to sit him for the season and pick up Jalen Warren, if anything. So I think this could be a decently scoring game. I don't think either defense in this game is very talented. So I think if Tay plays, to your point, he'll get his work. I think George Pickens will get some work. Kenny Pickett should be able to come a little bit live. Since and there might be a few other people that might get enough points if you're deep leaguing it, like Allen Robinson, if you're desperate and everything like that. But uh and hopefully Josh Jacobs too. He's another one that's kind of been a disappointment, right? So hopefully these guys get it together and get some points out of this. But I'm gonna go have to say start Jacobs. I don't think the Steelers run game's that good. So
And
and figure
Jacobs
out.
got some stuff to prove. Jacobs got some stuff to prove for sure.
Yep.
But here's another one, man. I got two sits on this one. I'm not even gonna give you a start because you know who should be starting out of these guys. But you gotta sit Alexander Madison and sit
Oh yeah.
Joshua Kelly, man. Um, I
Really? You
mean,
got Kelly
I
as a
guess I got
sit.
I got
Okay.
I got three sits, right? Because the Vikings traded for Cam Akers and it seemed as if it was gonna be a good fit. And hopefully it is a good fit, but I wouldn't necessarily plug him and play him right away just because he got traded. We got to see how they're going to use him. We got to see what the system is going to be like and how beneficial that's going to be for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say sit all the RBs in this game. You got to go somewhere else to find RB help. The reason why I'm saying sit Joshua Kelly, I know Austin Eckler's out and he's going to get a lot of the load,
Mm-hmm.
but he isn't Austin Eckler. He doesn't pass the ball like Austin. He doesn't catch the ball like Austin Eckler out the backfield,
So
and
what
he's just not it for me.
so as far as Joshua Kelly goes, going back to that, before I get the whole Eckler point, being that Kelly starting, you don't think that Vikings being one of the bottom five run defenses so far to start the season is enticing to start Joshua Kelly?
No, I think this is one where the
I'm
Vikings
start
know that.
I'm starting Kelly. I'm sorry. I'm starting them. Vikings defense is so bad that it's not going to be like last week where they played a decent run defense. I am no. I'm starting Joshua Kelly.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see about that one. I'm not so sold on Joshua Kelly.
That's fine. I'm worry. We got to oppose at some point in time, and Vikings are a soft defense. This could be to me. This is gonna be a high scoring game. They're gonna have to throw the ball. Both guys got quarterbacks that are trying to throw. They both sets got good weapons out here. I mean, it's going to be open up the lane for Joshua Kelly to perform. Alexander Madison, I 100% agree with you. Chargers are a terrible run defense too. They're definitely in the bottoms, but my goodness, it's more of a Madison thing than it's a defense thing at this point. So that one I will agree with you. You can sit him, I don't know, watch him float away on the boat far away, whatever, man, whatever you got to do.
I think
But
the Vikings are definitely regretting that they let go of Dalvin Cook.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And then start your receivers in this one. I think this one's going to be one where neither defense is, a top tier defense by any means. So I think there's going to be a good chance that there is a lot of, excuse me, I got to be my mic. So I was going to sneeze. All right, we're okay. We're okay. Had to be my mic. But neither secondary is that great. So I think it's going to be, start your receivers, start Joshua Kelly, sit Madison, and call the game. And if you need two quarterback leads, Kirk's gonna be good in this one. Another good one.
Hey man, don't disrespect Kurt. Kurt's always good. He put up 364 last week and
Yeah, he
four
did.
tutties.
Yeah, last week he was good. I will give him that for last week. Absolutely.
There
But
you go. Go ahead. You lead the charge, man. Who you got sit starting next?
well, are we going for the next team? Is that what we're doing? Go,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, okay. I was just gonna keep going down your list so we're consistent, but we're not
Oh,
jumping in the
you
game.
wanna keep going down my I didn't
Yeah,
want
yeah, yep, yep, yep.
go ahead. I got the Panthers and the Seahawks next.
Okay, perfect. So that's what you get. Then I can rock with this one. So for me, there's not really a lot of Panthers I want to start and love. I mean, I'm going to start Miles Sanders. He's off the injury report, so that's good. His pectoral muscle is just fine apparently. So I'm definitely going to be starting him because the only player I trust really on the Panthers to be any type of consistent. And then hold on, I gotta fix something real quick here.
The green screen.
There we go. It's gonna be a little dark. Um, but then on the other side of the ball, there, I would say for me, I'm gonna start Lockett, especially if DK is gonna be a little sluggish or a little bit hurt. I would definitely switch and use him. If DK is hurt and or just kind of playing the decoy role, JSN could actually be a nice little sleeper if you're in the deep league. So that would be someone that you can rock. Kenneth Gainwell is a classic start because this Panthers defense, although talented,
Kenneth Walker.
does not have the um people they need to stop the entire Seahawks offense and stack the box. And even a tight end Hayden Hurst. He's been the eye of um Bryce Young. So that's
Okay.
me anyway. No
Um
receivers for the Panthers for me.
um I I'm actually gonna sit Bryce Young, even if I'm in a two quarterback league. Um they're letting him throw it, but it's not like he's doing a
Yeah, the
lot
Seahawks
with
are the
those
number
reps.
28 defense though so far. So
Yeah, that's because they got a lot of injuries here on in their secondary. Julian Love is
do you
out, their
do you think that
safety.
helps out Bryce Young a little bit though, especially if when they don't have that some of their big threats, on the secondary level for the Seahawks. He would.
Actually, Bryce Young is out this game. Bryce Young's out with an ankle injury, and he actually won't play this game. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Injury report update. I was trying to
Yeah, that's
save that
right.
to the end, but actually Bryce Young is out. So just thinking about that, I'm actually not starting anybody in that secondary. Um not knowing
I totally
Sam
forgot about
Darnold. Is
that.
Sam Darnold the backup quarterback there?
I believe so.
So I mean, I like Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold's the backup quarterback for the 49ers, I think. Um, but I don't know who the backup is, but I'm sitting everybody on the
Jake
Carolina
Luton.
Panthers.
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm sitting everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I'm starting Kenneth Walker. I think, like you said, neither one of these defenses is really good. I think DK and Tyler Lockett can have some success in the air, which will open up
yeah.
some of
Especially
those
if they're gonna
running
have
lanes.
possession most of the time. If because I don't think Jake Luton's the answer. So, you know, yeah,
Yeah. So um, I think that I think that starting Kenneth Walker would be really good, just because I think that, like you said, they're going to have the ball a lot, they're going to throw it a lot, and these guys are going to open up some run lanes.
yep, I
But we're
agree.
moving on to your
Yeah,
Baltimore Ravens. So,
versus the Indianapolis
um,
Colts.
versus the Indianapolis Colts. Yes. So I got a big start in this one. It's Gus Edwards, man.
Yep,
Um,
same.
Gus Edwards. If I'm not mistaken, Justice Hill is out. Um,
Yeah,
or
he had like a
questionable.
toe injury, if I'm correct.
Yeah. So I don't think that he'll play. Um, and I think that this Colts defense isn't that great stopping the rush. They got DeForest Buckner up front. They got Fairway Aluakon or whatever his name is, the linebacker.
Yep,
But just the way that they run the ball in Baltimore with all the the
yeah,
motion and in this and Lamar can run it. I think that
yeah. They're like the
I think
29th
that
or
that's a
something ranked defense this year. So,
yeah.
um,
So I'm starting Gus Edwards
the Colts.
and I am sitting Michael Pittman.
I'm sitting Pittman. I'm even. I think I'm sitting Zach Moss, even though the Ravens usually don't stop the run too well. Um, given the quarterback situation being Minshew, I have less faith in that offense. So I'm definitely sitting Zach Moss as well.
You said quarterback Minshew. Anthony Richardson is out with a concussion. He did
Mm.
not practice
Yep.
this week, so he's out with a concussion.
Yep. So that lowers
So
my faith already, and I barely had any faith with Richardson. I mean, Richardson's gonna be good. Don't get me wrong, but um, he's still a rookie. At the end of the day, right? Still got that learning curve. So, and that's even though Minshew's a vet, there's a reason why they're starting Richardson.
that's true.
So,
So here you go. Floor is yours. Tennessee at the Browns.
got it. So I'm starting Jerome Ford. I think he's going to prove to be a solid fantasy asset. And if you picked him up on the waivers or free agency, good for you. You definitely have a running back 2, 3 on your roster. So I think that'll be great. I'm also going to be starting Derrick Henry because I think it's going to be a run heavy game. I think that's the philosophy of these two teams. So I think that's kind of where that will kind of run to, which will dampen some of this stuff for receivers. I know it's hard to get away from Amari Cooper where you drafted him, so you can start him. But he's probably the only receiver I'm confident in starting. I wouldn't start Traylon Burks. Even if DeAndre Hopkins doesn't play, I wouldn't do that. I mean, there's nobody on the Titans that because there's not enough volume there that I really trust. So that being said, the only receiver I really want to trust in this game is Amari Cooper.
So with that being said, DeAndre Hopkins is questionable with the ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to the game, he's gonna be a game time decision depending
Yep.
on how it feels. Um, I am going to start as well, Jerome Ford. I think he's going to be a good 2-3 running back for you, a good flex guy or something like that. The deeper your league goes, I am also going to sit Derrick Henry. I think
You're
Derrick
gonna
Henry
sit
is,
there, Henry.
yeah, man. And it sucks depending on where you got him, because people are still trying to fill his still feel the Derrick Henry of old. I don't think that Derrick Henry is going to be the Derrick Henry of old unless
Yeah.
he leaves Tennessee. I think we've
See,
seen the best of Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
And the
in
reason
Tennessee
why,
for him for sure. If he was with a team that had a like, if he was in the Lions, it'd be a different story, you know,
yeah,
or the
and
Eagles. Sheesh.
yeah, yeah, that's where I was headed with that.
Yep.
There's nobody on the outside to take anybody out that box, and he's facing seven, you know, 80% of the time. And I think all that beating that he took over the years is starting to catch up to him. So
Yep.
with Miles Garrett in that front seven, I think that I'm gonna sit Derrick Henry in
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah. That's
Moving
fair.
over to the Broncos and the Miami Dolphins. Man, if I'm a court,
Start your
if
Dolphins. Just
start the whole Dolphins
start them
offense,
all. They're gonna
you know,
ball.
I actually
Sam
have Raheem.
Howell put up what was it like 35 on him or whatever it was. Sam Howell put that number. Like, what are we talking about here? Start your
Yeah,
Dolphins, man. You let them ride. Start
yeah,
Mostert, start Waddle, start Hill for sure. Like, you better let that go, man. You better let that fly.
man. I think this could be a good game for. I think this could be a good game for Waddle. Waddle has yet to have a breakout game this
Yeah.
year. So if there's any game that could be a breakout one, it's this one versus the Broncos. Like you said, start the whole squad. So
Yeah, start all
um,
the Dolphins. Broncos, you can start
if
Cortland Sutton because they're going to have to throw. This is going to be a throw match because that's what Miami's all about. They're about high, fast pace. Let's get this ball moving downfield type football. So, I think you can start Sutton, but and maybe Marvin Mims if you're in a deep league. If you need some flex filling to fill out for some injuries, he might have some of Wilson's eye basically. So
I'm looking for Jury Judy, man. Where's Jury Judy? But also I'm sitting Jonathan Williams Jonathan Williams, Javante Williams. I'm sorry.
Devontae Williams,
I'm sitting Javante Williams. He's not been very impressive at all this year. He stinks, and I'm sitting him.
fair.
That's all I have to say about that.
Nope,
Man,
that's
this one could be very, very, very quick. Two trash bowls, the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. I'm not used to seeing the New England Patriots be as trash as they have been over these last couple years, but
mm-hmm.
it is what it is. They are just what they are now.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I'm scared to start Garrett Wilson just because taking away the best player on your team is what Bill Belichick does best. He does it time and time again. Even with last week with Tyreek Hill, like he was able to bottle him up for what would be a poor game for Tyreek Hill's standards, right? So it's hard for me to start um, Garrett Wilson, especially when it's going to be Zach Wilson throwing, right? So um, and that dampens Brees Hall too in the offense. And then from the Patriots side, Mac Jones has Kendrick Bourne, which maybe you could start him. But the thing about the Jets is their defense is a good defense, just with a terrible offense next to them, right? So I don't want to start anybody from this game. To your point,
that's why I said make it
yeah.
short and quick.
Uh,
I'm not even
Ramondre
gonna say
Stevenson,
anything.
I'm okay with starting Ramondre, but that's probably about it.
I don't agree, but I won't elaborate. I'm just gonna move on to the Buffalo Bills and the Washington Commanders.
Mm, I think this one's got more scoring potential. If Sam Howell is Sam Howell, Buffalo Bills have like the seventh ranked defense in the league, according to USA Today as sports network. So, um, I they managed to stifle the Bills defense. Josh Jacobs last week, but I don't think that'll happen with the Commanders. They have a much better offensive line, in my opinion. I think their flow between pass and run is pretty sturdy. So I'm gonna say you should start McLaurin. I'm gonna say you should start um Brian Robinson if you have need him as a flex or someone to fill in for injuries. I'm definitely okay with that. I think they're gonna have to um they don't have a great defense, right? They have an okay defense, but they're gonna have to put up points in Washington. That's the only way they're gonna stay competitive. So it showed last week with how many they had to put up to win, and that's gonna have to show again. So they're gonna be throwing. and moving the ball around. So start Terry, start Brian Robinson, and let that be. And then from the Bills side, you're gonna start Diggs, right? You invested too much not to start him. Um, so start Diggs, start Allen, and then Gabe Davis. I was a little wishy washy what I thought about for Gabe Davis, but gosh, this is one of those dart throw games where I don't know if his impacts are going to be there if that pass rush is aggressive against Josh. But I'm gonna say sit Gabe. I don't have much faith in Gabe Davis. He gets forgotten about all the time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more with that, man. You hit it all on the you hit it all on the head. So I'm just gonna leave it at that and go over
So,
here to another good game that's gonna be coming up this week. Your 2-0 Atlanta Falcons and your Detroit Lions. Now,
crazy.
what I like about this game is
Be
Desmond Ritter
points.
he's not by any means the greatest quarterback, but they have been putting up points. And when they've been
Yeah.
putting up points, the two guys that's been doing it for them, which is really weird, is Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. I'm gonna start both of those guys if you have them, start them both because they have been lighting it up. Both of them have just been, you know,
I got a
Bijan
sneaky
is
start
RB
for this
one,
one, actually.
huh?
I got a sneaky start for this one.
Okay, just 1 second. Bijan is RB1, and Tyler Algier is a RB 2 3. So he'll give you some type of production, playing behind Bijan.
Mm-hmm.
David Montgomery is questionable, so you gotta have to look out for that. But David Montgomery, if he's healthy, I would start him. Obviously, Amon St. Brown, Jared Goff is out here balling as well. There's going to be a lot of points put up in this. There's going to be a lot of weapons. And I know you're going to say this name. I'm going to let you say it, though. I'm not going to steal your shine. Go
Drake
ahead and say it.
London. Drake London's a solid start. 6 for 67 and a touchdown last week against the Packers defense. He can easily do that against Detroit's defense, where their secondary is nothing special. Absolutely.
Yeah. I didn't think you was going to say that. I thought you was going to say Josh Reynolds. Josh
No,
Reynolds
no,
is,
no, no. I mean, if Amon Ross hurt or having any, I mean, it's supposed to be just cramps last week, but we'll see. If Amon Ross hurt, Josh Reynolds will be a good one. But I'm talking if Desmond Ritter is improving like he should be, these guys are going to be good sneaky picks to kind of take up on the Falcon side of the ball. I'm saying start
mm,
Drake London.
and I'm saying start Mike T. Start Michael Thomas. How you feel about Mike Thomas this year? I know we kind of had a bet going on, and I feel like he's kind of
He's actually been pretty consistent. He's like 6 receptions for 51 and 6 for 57 or 58. So he's been the same player, like this year at least. Like he's in PPR, that's 11 points, right? So that's not the worst. That's not going to kill you. But I like Michael Thomas against the Pack. I mean, I think that's going to be a game where the Packers have been competitive, right? They've been playing ball. They've been competing against the best, and they narrowly lost last week. But I think it's going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, but I think it's going to be a volume game for some of these receivers. So for Michael Thomas and Chris Olave, they'll both be involved. I'm thinking, at least 6 for 51, 6 for 70. I think for Michael Thomas, I don't think he'll score. He's not being used in the red zone in that way. But I think Olave will be, 9 for 80, maybe a touchdown. And I think that'll be where those guys hit, right. So you can get some value out of Thomas and some quality production out of Olave. I think Carr can get him there. And then one more person to kind of sneak in there is Kendre Miller, the rookie running back. Someone's got to get the running back volume for one game. And with Tony Jones, I don't know if he'll really be a factor. And then
Jamal Williams is out.
Jamal Williams is hurt. So I would say
Yeah,
Kendre.
yeah. I like that. I like all of that. I think that Romeo Dobbs and I think Christian Watson comes back this week. And Jordan Love has been showing a little bit of promise. 6 TDs, no interceptions on a year. But one guy I will say to not start, although Aaron Jones is more than likely out with that hamstring still,
Yep.
I'm not starting AJ Dillon. I didn't
Mm,
like what he did last week. He doesn't
fair.
possess the catching skills out of the backfield, and everybody is sending that pressure at the Detroit or at the Green Bay Packers to see what Jordan Love is doing. So
Yeah.
they're stacking it up. So even when they're running it, they're stacking it up. And it's AJ Dillon, he's not a factor out the backfield catching the ball. So he's just really not helping this team at all without Aaron Jones. So I would
Fair.
sit him.
So anybody from the pack that you are like, are you starting Dubs if he's playing, and then Watson if he's playing?
Yep, yep. I'm starting Christian. I'm starting the Chris. Like you said, the receivers is going to be a lot of high value. Throwing a ball, trying to score up a lot of points. So I think that the receivers in those games is going to be very vital for
Yeah.
some people,
Fair.
especially in PPR. Like you
Yeah.
said, Mike
PPR they
Thomas
make
is
it
going to
easy
get a
to
lot of
use.
receptions. I think Romeo Dubs and Christian Watson will get a lot of receptions.
Yeah, I agree.
On to Texas and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
I
So
am man,
I I'm starting all the I shouldn't say that so blanket statement, but I'm starting Calvin Ridley. I'm starting Christian Kirk. Evan Ingram. I mean, I think they're all going to get enough work to be viable. I don't think everybody's going to just eat, but I think they're all going to at least they're not going to starve, right? I think that 5 for 50 for Evan Ingram, excuse me, and then 6 for 70 for Christian Kirk, and then 7 or 8 for 80 and maybe a touchdown for Ridley are all within the realm of possibility. Not not
I don't like that. I think Christian Kirk is on the outside this week. I would sit Christian Kirk, although he had a big week last week. It seems to me that Trevor Lawrence is playing my turn, your turn type of football with his wide receivers. First it was Calvin Ridley, then it was Zay Jones, and then
I mean,
then it was
yeah,
Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk last week. So I mean, it's kind of
It-
hard to
they
say who it
struggled a little
is.
bit last week though, so I think they right that ship, especially against the Texans. I think they get that working. And I think Trevor Lawrence throws for 300 plus in this one, which gives at least a nice solid reception and yards total to those receivers out there. So I'm good with it.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, we get some big numbers for some quarterbacks this week. I'm sitting Damian Pierce, man. They're
Yep.
always playing from
Start
behind.
ETN by the way before we leave the Jaguars. Start ETN.
Start ETN.
Yep. All right, go
um,
ahead.
Sit Damian Pierce.
Yep.
The Texans are always playing from behind.
Ooh,
They're
thumbs
always
down
playing
here.
from behind. So they have to throw the ball a lot. I do like that they're letting CJ Stroud throw the football. I
Yep.
mean, through 2 weeks, he has 626 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. But he has, 91. He has 91 pass attempts already. Um, so that's almost 20 more than Trevor Lawrence. But he
Let that
also
rookie
has
throw.
200 more yards than Trevor Lawrence as well. So
Yep. That makes
um,
sense.
I'm starting CJ Stroud just because I know that they're going to be behind and he's going to have to pass the ball a
Yeah.
lot. So even in those
Yeah.
garbage times, my my one of my really good friends told me it's not if they win the game or not. It's about how well they do in fantasy for
That's
you.
right. Garbage time is
And
all about it, baby. You don't have to be
I think
good.
CJ Stroud is going to be out there letting that thing
Let it
go.
rip.
So
Yep. Start Tank
hey,
Dell. Start Tank Dell, baby.
I
That's a start for
also
me.
I also want to apologize because Zay Jones is out, and I think that's probably why Christian Kirk got a little bit of that work last week. So start Christian Kirk. Zay Jones is out with a knee injury, so not an ACL, not anything crazy, but he's definitely out with the knee.
Yeah,
Here's one. Sit the whole Arizona Cardinals.
yeah,
Now
that
you
one's
can
for
go.
sure.
Sit
Yeah, if you're
all
de-
Arizona Cardinals. Now you can go. Start the whole
yeah,
Dallas
if you're
Cowboys.
desperate, you can start James Conner from the Cardinals. But I agree with you. Yeah, that's if you're at the most desperate, and you got to reevaluate a lot of things if that's the case. Um, no, but yeah, I agree with you. Um, Cardinals, especially against the Cowboys defense, even though they lost Trayvon Diggs, for the season
Shout
with the
out to
knee injury.
Trayvon Diggs, man.
Yeah, for sure, they lost him, but I that's not going to stop that pass rush, so which is going to destroy Josh Dobbs. I'm sorry. So I would say, sit your Cardinals, start CeeDee Lamb. You might even be able to start Cooks in this one. Definitely start Pollard. If you need a desperate tight end, you can pick up Ferguson. If you're desperate at tight end, I think there's gonna be a lot of throwing early to just get the score over with. That way, the Cowboys can sit their starters. I think that's what they're gonna go for in this one: is eat until we can be full and sit our starters.
Hey, I'm on to the next game already. I agree. I don't think that there's much there to argue, and I don't think that there's much there to point out. So Bears, Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City 1-1. Bears is 0-3. I'm calling them 0-3 before the week even start.
I was wondering, I was like, wait, what?
um,
But yeah,
you just like, yeah.
and they're gonna
Um,
lose this game, but I think it's gonna be I think there's gonna be a little more score, not scoring, but a little more offensive work from the Bears. I think you can. I'm actually starting Fields, and I'm going to be starting DJ Moore.
Wake me up when you're done talking about Justice Fields or Justin Fields or what's his name? Justin Fields. He's
Uh-huh.
so bad. I don't even know his right name. He is awful. He
Uh-huh.
stood up there on the podium and said, maybe it's the coaching why I'm playing so bad. He just stinks, man. He stinks. Sit him down. If you're in a two QB league, still sit him down. He
I'm
stinks.
starting him.
He
If he,
leads that
as long
team.
as he starts running, I'm fine with it. If he gets me 100 yards on the ground or 80 yards on the ground, I'm gonna be starting him.
Man, he stinks.
I need him
Um,
for fantasy, and his legs are great for fantasy. That's all I need.
he's he stinks. Um, I'm starting Isaiah Pacheco in a flex spot. In a flex spot. I like what he's been doing. I'm starting Isaiah Pacheco. Obviously, you got to start Travis Kelsey because where you took him, and
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes. If there's anything other, if you have Pat Mahomes as a
Any
quarterback, I
of the
just
wide receivers are on your start list for the Kansas City Chiefs.
no. They haven't proven anything to me yet.
Interesting. I think I'm actually starting Sky Moore. I think
Really,
I think out of some of these guys, I know Marcus Valdez is supposed to be the guy, but I think Sky Moore is earning the trust as the second year player. And he was a second round draft pick, so I still think he's somebody that's in the eye of Andy Reid. But that's the only person that I'm putting any trust in for wide receivers that I'm okay starting in your flex spot only.
here you go, man. Take it away. I just can't wait to hear you go.
Well, we got the Eagles Bucks.
No, we got your Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Oakland or the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah. Um,
Oh
we talked a little bit about this because when we talked about
yeah, we did, we did, we
yeah, yeah,
did,
yeah,
we
yeah,
did, we did. I just got so sidetracked by Najee,
yeah,
but
yeah. We jumped into this one early talking about Najee. We just kind of fell into this on our schedule here, but yeah. So we can bypass that. Don't start Najee. Start George Pickens and uh rock from there. So and
yeah,
Josh Jacobs.
this is a good one here. You did say Philly Bucks. Um, I'm I am sitting Rashad White. Um, that Philly
Yeah, it's a
front
good
is just
defense.
too good, man.
Yep, it's a good
That Philly
defense.
front is just too good. I don't think that he does much. Secondary is great as well. I'm still starting Mike Evans though, because Mike Evans is a man. I think that he finds his way in this one, and
Yeah.
we'll see what goes on from there. If I could, I would. And you notice I drafted AJ Brown late in each of our fantasy leagues that we're in. I drafted him 10th, and I think I drafted him like 6th or 7th just to kind of have somewhat of some consistency going across the board. But man, oh man. Hopefully that argument he got in with Jalen Hurts turns the tide. But if I didn't pick him with my first or second round pick, I would be sitting AJ
Hmm.
Brown.
Yep, fair. Yep, but you like you said, you can't sit him. The one I kind of question is the battle with Darius Slay and Mike Evans. I don't know if Darius Slay tracks or follows or not across the field, but if he's lined up against Mike Evans, I don't know if I can feel comfortable starting him. I mean, I probably Darius Slay is good, man. He makes it tough for the best receivers. I would say at best you can start him in your flex for Mike Evans. I think they're going to be all up on him. I think they're going to let Godwin try to be the focal point from the right passing game. Not saying it's going to be successful, but I think that's what the Eagles would rather allow because he's shallow and goes across the middle. So, but that's just me. Eagles, you're going to start AJ Brown. You're going to start Devontae Smith. That's what you because those guys have big games at any time. Dallas Goddard because somehow by the end of the season he'll be a top 5 tight end miraculously. So yeah, those are the people that you're starting.
Yep, agree with you. I'm on to the 0-2 Cincinnati Bengals and the LA Rams.
Yes.
You know you got to start Puka Nuka.
Yeah, start
You
Puka. I'm actually starting Tutu Atwell on the flex. Um, because I think he'll still get that. He's not Puka, but if you get 6 for 70, like he has been, I'm good with it. That's been better than Jamar Chase so far. So
Same thing with Jamar Chase and AJ Brown. If you hadn't taken them with the third pick or the second pick or the fourth
Mhm.
pick in that very first round, I think Jamar Chase would be sitting. Also, it doesn't look like Joe Burrow is going to play, so it would be even more of a reason to sit Jamar Chase. I am
Yep. And T.
side
Higgins.
side note side note. I'm starting to think Jamar Chase is just earned himself a name off that rookie year. He hasn't done very much since that rookie campaign. And I'm starting to realize that he doesn't run very good routes. And that is why he has not had as much success as he did his first year.
Mm-hmm.
He started to run those slants and started to break away big plays, and everybody was excited about his big play moments, his moments. And now he's just kind of everybody's sitting on that slant and he's not getting very much separation. He's getting
Mm-hmm.
8 targets a game and
Yeah.
coming away with 2 catches. And it's not Joe Burrow. It's just that he's not getting separation when running his routes. You look at T. Higgins, who's getting 8 receptions a game, and he's catching 6 balls. You know what I mean? Because T. Higgins is actually running great routes. So that's just a side note about that. If you hadn't taken Jamar Chase so early, which I did take Jamar Chase early in another league, I gotta start him. But I don't think Jamar Chase is who we thought he was. Joe Burrow may not play tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's
With
not a
the
good
with
test, so we'll have to wait till week 4 then to really see if Jamar Chase can figure something out, or if he really, like you said, is not the guy who we thought he was, right? So, I guess we'll see. But to your point, T. Higgins did have a good game. Both of them had a bad game week 1 though, so I'll be curious to see what week 4 brings when Joe Burrow's back in the swing of things, and um yeah, we'll see what comes out of Chase and Higgins, and see what comes out of it. See if Chase, like you said, is the guy or not. So I
well,
agree.
one guy,
It's gonna be hard to start any Bengals in this one. Joe Mixon included, just because the offense, I feel like under the backup quarterback would probably be fairly inept. So um yeah, it's not gonna be a pretty game. Not one I really want to start any of my fancy assets as far as that goes. So
well, Kyrie Williams is it. This is it for us.
yep.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Appreciate
Love
y'all.
y'all. Peace. Legendary Sports Podcast, baby. Peace.
Yes. I'm Jared Michelson.
I'm Antoine Beeks.
We out. Later.